Baron Alco at 8-1 for Gary Moore. Bassarabad, Paul Maloney, Tim Vaughan 100-1 shot. Bristol de Mai, well back this morning, 11-2. Eddie Morris, Reece Flint, John Flint, 66-1. Golden Doyen, very game at Cheltenham last time.
Karezak, no cliches from Alan King. He said he wasn't pleased with his approach late on at Cheltenham. Blinkers replaced the visor. Old Guard was good first time out, but he's worse off at the weights with Karezak. Siglino, Sindar's man and the Wallace line. Well, the bookmakers would be cheering a result for either of those three.
Standing by.
And they're being called in. Baron Alco wants to go a little bit faster and the Star's going to be happy. He's not... Oh, is he? No, he's not going to let him go. It's a full start. You could tell he was going in too fast.
Many congratulations to him. Here's the champion Juvenile at Chepstow with Richard Hoyles.
St Lino is the first to show with Baron Alco on the run towards the first. Dispatched perfectly OK this time. Big white face belongs to Sindar's man. He didn't take that overly fluently on the outside. Towards the inside is Karezak, sporting those blinkers. Golden Doyen is amongst horses in the purple and orange colours. A stand side for the Wallace line. Amongst horses races Bristol de Mai. And towards the inside, Eddie Morris, and back market is Bassarabad. So they run downhill and they'll have this left-hand turn and then this pretty steep incline. And Baron Alco leading. And just tending to cock his jaw. He's not the first horse to do that. And unfortunately for St Lino, and also at the back of the field, Bassarabad and also Sindar's man, they wanted to take the shortcut for home as Baron Alco, back on an even keel, leads St Lino in third. And racing a little keenly in those blinkers is Karezak at this stage. Driven along, Sindar's man had to make it his ground up the toughest part there. Driven along, has moved through with Old Guard and Golden Doyen racing in midfield. Eddie Morris comes next at Bristol de Mai, the Wallace line, and Bassarabad, who was another one who was pushed along from a comparatively early stage here as Baron Alco leads them on towards the second flight. Baron Alco out in front and going to take it from St Lino. He gave it a belt on the way over. Bassarabad was a little awkward in landing towards the back of the field, and Sindar's man's dropped the bridle completely and he's dropped back to be last, and at the moment Tom Scudamore can't enthuse him to go any faster as Baron Alco heads on towards the next flight. So Baron Alco racing on the inside of St Lino as they step over that. Good leap up on the outside by Golden Doyen of Karezak. Old Guard in fifth place, so some of the big guns all racing together. Eddie Morris is in the noseband. Bristol de Mai trying to improve. At the back of the field, Sindar's man is being eased down. I think already may well be calling it a day. He might jump this flight, but he's completely tailed off. And Baron Alco made a right haulix of that, ploughed through it. The beverages are available, and Baron Alco leads by a couple of lengths, with St Lino in second place. In third, Golden Doyen on the outside of Karezak. Wide is Old Guard in about a fifth place, taken wide to get a sight of the bend that will loom. We've got a long run between hurdles. Eddie Morris on the inside in the noseband. The grey Bristol de Mai still travels OK. They've broken away from the Wallace line. Bassarabad, and at the rear of the field, Sindar's man, who did jump that flight, I think, but is completely tailed off. So we've got this leading cluster, which is made up of 7 horses, and they're about to turn left-handed. And out in front, Baron Alco leads for the Moors by a length or so from the pushed along St Lino. In third place on the inside is Karezak. Then on the outside, Golden Doyen just being pushed along. Old Guard on the outer as well. They all had to sort of part the Red Sea there to let St Lino back through the field. The one that lost out slightly was Bristol de Mai. Out of the trouble, Baron Alco presses on a couple of lengths to the good over Karezak in second. Old Guard around the outside of Golden Doyen. Eddie Morris, and still the grey Bristol de Mai travels well. St Lino is now backing out of things. This is 4 from the finish. And out in front, Baron Alco it is who leads. Karezak's away to the right. Golden Doyen, still that grey horse. Bristol de Mai impressing with the way he's travelling as they take 4 from the finish. Baron Alco another mistake. Bristol de Mai's come there very strongly with Karezak. Golden Doyen pushed along, and Eddie Morris. So Karezak, his mettle will be tested by Bristol de Mai as they take 3 from home together. She's racing towards the second last. Bristol de Mai for Nigel Twiston-Davies, this French import on the outside of Karezak. These two forging on from Baron Alco, and back in fourth place Golden Doyen, 2 from the finish. Bristol de Mai took it better than Karezak, and on the run down towards the last, Darryl Jacob exuding confidence. He has done throughout the race here, and on the run down towards the final flight of hurdles, out in front Bristol de Mai from Karezak. From the back of the field, the Wallace lines made a lot of late ground into third place. Bristol de Mai comes down towards the last and responds with a beautiful jump out in front. Bristol de Mai from Karezak in second. The Wallace lines run a remarkable race, come from a mile back for third, but Bristol de Mai is a new kid on the English block. French import wins for Nigel Twiston-Davis and Darryl Jacob. A really smart performance. Readily lowered the colours of Karezak. The Wallace line through beaten horses for third. Then Baron Alco. Golden Doyen never really held out much hope for him throughout the last half mile. Eddie Morris, then St Lino. Old Guard has stopped to a walk. I don't think he actually jumped the last. If he did, it was very slowly. And Sindar's man coming home along with Basarabad, they may well have pulled up. So Bristol de Mai, he tanked through that race, always travelling really strongly. 3 runs in France.